Hi students, myself Chandan. Today I am going to make a video lecture on polarization. In this video, I cover the topic double refraction and also Huygens theory of double refraction in uniaxial crystal. First, what is polarization? The process of transformation of unpolarized light into polarized light is known as polarization. If the plane of vibration confined to a specific plane is known as polarized wave, means the light having vibrations only along a single straight line perpendicular to the direction of propagation of light. If the plane of vibration changes randomly in a short interval of time is known as unpolarized wave, means the light having vibration along all possible straight lines perpendicular to the direction of propagation of light. That one we call it as unpolarized light. Then why do we study polarization? We know that the phenomena of interference and diffraction shows that the light travels in the form of waves, but they do not tell us about the type of light waves, whether the light waves are longitudinal or transverse, and also whether the vibrations are linear, circular, elliptical, or torsional. But the phenomena of polarization explained only by assuming transfer character of waves of light. Polarization is transverse in nature because polarized light confined to a specific plane. Double refraction or birefringes. Double birefringes is the another name of double refraction. The phenomenon of splitting of single incident ray into two refracted rays by a crystal is known as double refraction. Here, when a ray of unpolarized light is passed through a uniaxial crystal, at that time it splits up into a two refracted rays. In that, one of the refracted rays follows Snell's law, that one we called as ordinary ray. Whereas another one doesn't follow Snell's law, that one we call it as extraordinary ray. Therefore, if an object viewed through this kind of crystals, two images of the objects are observed. One of the image corresponds to the ordinary ray and another one corresponds to the extraordinary ray. This phenomena is known as double refraction. The phenomena of double refraction was discovered in the year 1669 by Dr. Dane Aramus Bartholinus. The phenomenon of this phenomenon may be observed by the help of the following experiment. Here I draw two images. An ink dot is marked on a white paper and calcite crystal is placed over on it. The images on the ink dot O and E are observed. That is observed in the figure 3. Now, if the crystal is rotated slowly about a vertical axis and the eye is placed vertically above the crystal, it is observed that the image remains fixed and another image rotates with the rotation of crystal. The fixed image is normal and that one we call it as ordinary image, while another image is abnormal and is called as extraordinary image. In the above diagram, I is the angle of incidence and R1 is the angle of refraction for ordinary ray and R2 is the angle of refraction for extraordinary ray. The refractive index of ordinary ray is sin I by sin R1. Refractive index for extraordinary ray is sin I by sin R2. Huygens theory of double refraction in uniaxial crystal. You know that Huygens principle says that each point of a wavefront is the source of the secondary wavelets which spread out in all the direction with the speed of the wave. Huygens extended his principle of secondary wavelets to explain the double refraction. When a beam of light strikes the surface of the doubly refracting crystal, each point on the surface becomes the origin of two wavefronts. We spread out in the crystal. One wavefront is ordinary and another wavefront is extraordinary. For ordinary ray, the crystal is isotropic so that the ordinary ray travels with the same velocity in all the directions. Hence, the wavefront corresponding to the ordinary ray is spherical. For extraordinary ray, the crystal is anisotropic so that the extraordinary ray, the velocity varies with the direction. Hence, the wavefront is spheroid or ellipsoidal in nature. The sphere and the spheroid touch at 2 points. The line joining them is called the optic axis. Here, red line indicates the optic axis. Uniaxial crystal may be divided into two classes, namely negative and positive. O and E are the two wave surfaces for ordinary and extraordinary ray. By looking at the diagram, in negative uniaxial crystal, the ordinary wave surface means sphere which lies within the extraordinary wave surface. For example, calcite. In case of positive uniaxial crystal, ordinary wave surface lies outside the extraordinary wave surface. For example, quartz. In some condition, when an unpolarized light is incident along parallel to the optic axis, the ray is split up into ordinary and extraordinary. But the ray travel along the same direction with same velocity. But this thing is not happening in the perpendicular. When unpolarized light ray is incident normal to the optic axis, the rays split up into ordinary and extraordinary ray, but both the rays travel along the same direction with different velocities. In case of parallel, both are traveling with the same direction with same velocity. In case of perpendicular, both are traveling with the same direction with different velocities. By these conditions, we can make an difference between positive and negative uniaxial crystals. In positive uniaxial crystal, the elliptical wavefront of extraordinary ray is enclosed by the spherical wavefront of ordinary ray. In negative uniaxial crystal, the spherical wavefront of ordinary ray is enclosed by the elliptical wavefront of extraordinary ray. The extraordinary wavefront lies within the ordinary wavefront. Example, quartz for positive uniaxial crystal. The ordinary wavefront lies within the extraordinary wavefront. For example, calcite for negative uniaxial crystal. In the same manner, positive uniaxial crystal, the velocity of extraordinary ray is maximum along the optic axis and minimum in the direction perpendicular to the optic axis. For negative uniaxial crystal, the velocity of extraordinary ray is maximum along the optic axis and the velocity of extraordinary ray is minimum along the optic axis and maximum in the direction perpendicular to the optic axis. In positive uniaxial crystal, refractive index of extraordinary ray is greater than ordinary. Principal refractive index of ordinary ray is greater than extraordinary ray. These are the difference between positive and negative uniaxial crystals.